Hello, Pixies and WARFRAME. It is I, LadyTheLaddy here with my first WARFRAME tutorial video. Today we're going to talk about the Orbiter, known as the Liset, the starting ship for your WARFRAME experience. In conjunction with this, we will also discuss the segments that you get in the early game from completing the quest, the Vor's Prize. This is the starting quest in the game, and technically it's also the tutorial/prologue, but that's neither here nor there. So without further ado, let's get right into it and talking about the segments and your ship and basic navigation therein. And welcome back everybody to my love shack. No, this is actually just the Orbiter. This is the exact same interior as your own. Mine is just colored because #fashion frames. What we're standing in front of right now is the navigation segment. This is what accesses the star map and shows you quests, alerts, planets, all that stuff. Over here is the market segment, and this is where you buy things. Yeah, that's like literally all it does. Over here is the codex. The codex allows you to see lore and some weird tutorials. That's about it. Down here, past this little bridge thing from the bridge, we have the foundry. This is where you build things. It's also broken up into separate categories for ease of access. And over here is debatably the most important segment, the mod segment. It's where you upgrade mods, which are what you use to upgrade frames and power in the game, primarily speaking. Over here is a weird thing. It lets you look at your sentinel, and it looks back at you. Hi, cat. Yeah, it's just looking and staring and kind of creepy. Next up, we have the incubator segment. This here is where you incubate, aka create, all of your little petsies, Kavats and Kubros. And finally over here, we have the arsenal segment. This is where you equip your loadouts for the game. This includes warframes, primary, secondary melee weapons, and companions. It is also where you get dressed to make yourself look absolutely fabulous, so fashion frame, best game. And finally, we're going to move on to the final segment of the video, which is the star map, an in-depth look. So this is the star map, which is accessed by pressing X on the navigation segment we showed not too long ago, and it'll open a menu that looks like this. Here you see every single planet in the game, though as a starting player you won't see the Kuba Fortress nor Lua, which are locked behind cinematic quest lines, respectively the Second Dream and The War Within. But to break down the star map further, we'll first look at the upper left-hand corner of your screen, which shows your player icon and an icon, in my case, that looks like a bunch of people and a plus sign. This is where your squad sets itself up, and you can choose between being a public, being private, which in this case has two meanings, or really three. Invite only, which means that only you can invite a player into your match. Solo, which means you're soloing and will immediately start a mission upon clicking it. Or friends only, which is open to friends who can join your squad. Next, on the right-hand side, we have different icons that show events, quests, alerts, invasions, syndicate missions, fissures, and sortie. Not all of these will appear in the beginning of the game, but it's good to acquaint yourself with them for future reference anyway. The primary ones that you'll be focused on in the beginning will be the quest icon and alerts, with a side invasion. So, now that we've gone over the basics, let's break this down a little bit. So, you're just clicking the game, you just finished the tutorial, you got yourself a fancy little MK1 bow, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, you escaped Vor and his clone people. Yeah. So you did all that and you're like, yo, I'm a real 10 now. But then you get in and you're like, wait a minute fam, I'm on this ship and nobody's telling me where I'm supposed to go. So you go over to your navigation segment because you're thinking to yourself, well, this thing says navigation. And so you figure, boom, it's going to show me where to go, right? And yeah, it does, technically, but a lot of people don't seem to quite understand how to find everything, so I'm just going to break down the basics of where you should go, how you'd unlock the first few quests in the game that'll really help you understand at least navigating the star map in and of itself and really progressing in the game. So first things first, you'll see all these planets that you've already seen and you're like, I can't go all of these places yet. It won't let me touch it. So where do I start? Easy answer, Earth. You start at Earth because I don't know why, we just do. And then you'll see this thing that says Junction, and this is what's going to lead you and unlock other planets in the future. So from Earth, you'll go to Venus, then Mercury, then back to Earth to access Mars. These are all locked behind the Junction system, which requires you to complete certain tasks, defeat a quote-unquote boss, and then unlock a solar rail, which looks like a glorified Mass Effect relay, if I'm being completely honest with you, and move on. Completing these junctions will also unlock different rewards, such as damaged or flawed mobs, early game sentinels, some weapon blueprints, and of course, quests. With that being said, we have reached the end of the video, so thank you again everybody for stopping by and watching my first Warframe tutorial video. Hopefully you learned something, hopefully it's helped you out. If you did like what you saw and want to see a bit more, maybe, just maybe, click that follow button either on Twitch, where you can see me live and in real time, or on the YouTube, where we'll be coming up with more Warframe tutorial, Warframe content in the near future. With that being said, Lady is going to dip the F out, go to bed or something, and I will see you all next time. #Pixie Power. Yawns.